barium nitrate, zinc acetate. The first one does not react, so we call that AQ, aqueous. It dissolves in water. Sodium iodide also dissolves in water with barium nitrate. Now the third one, we're going to skip for the moment. Sodium phosphate also is aqueous, does not dissolve. Let's go ahead and do those two that work. I need to get out sodium carbonate. We get a white precipitate for sodium carbonate. Sodium sulfate, Na2SO4, put a drop here, a white precipitate formed there. So we go to our chart, barium with sodium carbonate, we got a white precipitate. It's a solid inside a liquid. Sodium sulfate, we also got a white precipitate. And then NaOH is also going to be aqueous. NaCl, which is sodium chloride, this is sodium hydroxide. Both of those will be aqueous, meaning they are dissolved in water. Cobalt-2 nitrate. Cobalt already has a reddish color. I put a couple drops here. This might be a little tougher to see. And so as we label these, cobalt nitrate with zinc acetate, nothing happens. It's aqueous. Sodium iodine with cobalt nitrate, nothing happens. And then we'll bring out sodium carbonate. So we have the Na2CO3. If you look closely inside there, you're going to see bluish colors in there. What we put here is blue for our chart, blue for cobalt nitrate and sodium carbonate. Then for sodium phosphate, aqueous, that means it dissolves in water, nothing happens. Sodium sulfate, nothing happens with sodium sulfate. So that's aqueous. I'm going to jump to sodium hydroxide. See, now you can see the nice blue sodium hydroxide there. So we go to our chart again. We're going to fill this in, and we're on cobalt nitrate. We go to sodium sulfate. Nothing happened there, aqueous. This one, however, was blue. That's the NaOH with cobalt nitrate. And then salt or sodium chloride does nothing either. All right, the next chemical we're going to use is copper nitrate, CuNO3 sub 2. That means it's copper plus 2 nitrate, so we'd call it copper 2 nitrate. And like a lot of these, the zinc nitrate does nothing with this. Copper 2 nitrate with zinc acetate, aqueous. It's a slightly blue color, so if I bring out sodium iodide, a brown, so that'll go in our chart as brown. We'll do sodium carbonate. I'm just going to go ahead and do all these in a row, and then we'll write them down together. Sodium carbonate, it does have a color. You can see there it's got a whitish color in there maybe, or a light blue even. And then the sodium phosphate, something formed within that drop. So again, it's a blue color. And then the last one that will react, we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. It's NaOH, sodium hydroxide. We'll put a drop on there, and then we'll fill the chart out together. And you can see a reaction occurred. So there's a nice blue precipitate for sodium hydroxide. We're on copper nitrate here. And we already said that zinc acetate was aqueous. And then we had the brown color here was the sodium iodide, so we put brown here. Sodium carbonate was the lightish blue. Actually, the next two were light blue, so light blue. The sodium phosphate was a light blue. Sodium sulfate here did not react, so it's aqueous. Sodium hydroxide was the deeper blue here, so we just say blue. And our sodium chloride or salt was also aqueous, did not react.